Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and this is a follow-up to the video that I did earlier that had to do with cauliflower swallow or cauliflower fufu. And like I said in the previous video, it's more like, just think of it like mashed potato with potato, but a little bit thicker. That's kind of like the concept, and that's usually how we eat. Oh, I should put a knife down, shouldn't I? That's usually how we eat our meals. If you're from Africa, you tend to eat it sometimes with what we call fufu. You have fufu, and then you have a stew that you eat your food with. And sometimes the fufu has a high content of carbohydrates, which sometimes can be not as I don't want to say healthy, because it depends on everybody's body. Everybody's body is different, right? So it's how you process it, it's what's good for your body, it's what works for you. So for those that are concerned about eating swallow or fufu because it has high carbs, there are other alternatives in which you can make the fufu concept but still have it with a stew that you want. So this is a follow-up to the cauliflower swallow slash fufu video that I did. This time around, I'm gonna use eggplant. Now, eggplant is supposed to kind of like mimic what we call amala in Nigeria. We call it amala, and because amala has like a brown type coloring when it's done, so I am going to try to mimic amala but using eggplants. So I have eggplants. You don't really need two, but I'm just getting two so that I can store the others later on that I make, the quantities that I make later on, because this is part of my meal prep for this week. So I'm trying to prep in advance so that way it's easier to just grab and go. This is called, we call this eggplant, but I believe other people also call it aubergine if you're also looking for it in your local grocery store or supermarket. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna cut, I already rinsed this, so I'm just gonna cut it up. This is what it looks like inside if this is your first time seeing an eggplant or an aubergine. And then I'm just gonna cut them into small pieces. They have this beautiful, look at these beautiful seeds that they have in there, beautiful. I'm gonna cut them into like small pieces, like diced pieces, like, yeah, just small pieces, just because I'm gonna boil them and then I'm gonna blend it. So because I'm gonna do that, I just wanna make it cut into small pieces to make it easier to blend once I put it in the blender, which I will also show you guys next. I'm just gonna cut this amount right here. Right here I have my pot. It has just a little bit of water in there already. And then I'm just gonna pour it in here. See, I'm just gonna cut it up. So this is, once I found a new way to make amala, I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, like I said, different people have different health concerns. So for me, I have to be careful on the amount of carbohydrates that I add into my weekly meals. I can't just be eating too much. So I have to kind of find ways or creating ways to still maintain eating some of my existing meals, but find ways to eat what I like to eat. Because right now the goal is to eat this with okra soup, which I will also show a video of my meal prep afterwards to show you what that looks like. So I'm gonna just keep cutting, as you can see, just keep cutting here. And once you've cut enough, just put it into the pot. And once you put it into the pot, just put it to boil for about probably 10 minutes, because water still has to boil and then the eggplant still has to cook. So yeah, all right. I will see you guys in the next section once I am done. All right guys, so the eggplant has finished. I boiled it just a little bit. It took me about 15 minutes for it to be boiled. So this is what it looks like, soft. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take it and put it in the blender to blend it. So I'm just gonna put this back a little bit so you guys can see. So I'm just gonna put it in the blender. I'm trying to drain the water just a little bit because I don't want too much water in it. I'm doing this a little bit different from the way that I did the cauliflower swallow, in the sense that I'm boiling this first before I actually go ahead and blend. So yeah. Okay, I think that might be enough quantity for now. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get the cover and then blend. Okay, and let me make sure this is closed properly. Okay. So as you can see, it's blended. I still have to blend the rest of it, but I just wanted to show you all what it looked like with it being blended. So this is what it looks like blended, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to finish blending the rest of it and come back and show you what it looks like. All right, guys, welcome back. So as you can see, I have put the eggplant, the blended eggplant, I put it on the stove top, and I'm mixing it a little bit. I'm going to do this a little bit different from when I did a cauliflower swallow video, in the sense that I am going to go ahead and add my Salem husk right now rather than wait till I stir it. So this is the Salem husk that I'm using right here, and I am not endorsing this specific brand. It's just the Salem husk that I found in the local store, so that's what I'm using. So as long as it's a Salem husk, then that's what this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start to add a little bit of it at a time. So just to thicken the egg, to create like an eggplant swallow effect. So what I'm trying to do is, usually, like I said earlier, we try to make fufu using eggplant, and it's more of a thicker consistency than your typical mashed potato. So it's a little bit thicker than that. And so adding the Salem husk will help to kind of get it to be thicker a little bit faster. And you definitely have to check with your doctor or your dietitian or your nutritionist specialist before you try any new meals or any new food, or especially the Salem husk, because you need to be sure that it's gonna work for your body. So as you can see, it's getting a little bit, thicker now. I kind of made it low heat a little bit earlier, so I'm just increasing it to medium heat right now. And I'm just gonna stir. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Salem husk right now, and then just stir, trying to get it to be thick. I'm gonna keep doing this till it's thick. I'm trying to use this to replace my carb swallows that I normally would eat this with. And this is part of my October challenge meal prep, which at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I plate the meal. And this is definitely, see the color? Looks so much like what we call amala. That's A-M-A-L-A. We call it amala. See how thick it's getting? It's getting so thick. So you pretty much just keep stirring it till it gets to the consistency that you desire. All right, I'm gonna keep doing this till it gets to the consistency that I desire. And we will be back. Okay, so I have been stirring this for some time now. And as you can see, it's quite the consistency. I wanted it a little bit thicker than normal than I would normally have it. So I have been kind of stirring it over and over again. But as you can see, it's definitely thicker than like your regular mashed potato. So I am gonna go ahead and dish this out and show you how I plan to use this during my meal prep for my meal this month. Clearly there's gonna be excess left, so I'm gonna freeze the rest. Okay, we'll be back. Hi guys, so this is the final product of the eggplant swallow that I made. Doesn't it look so much like amala? Oh my goodness, I can't wait to try this. How exciting. So we have the eggplant. This is my meal prep bowl. And what I normally do is I make a bunch of meals and I'll freeze it ready to be eaten the next time. It's just easy to grab and go, especially if you're super busy and always on the go. So this is the eggplant swallow that we made earlier. And I am eating it this time around with okra ogbono soup and a little bit of chicken. And I'm also pairing mine with blueberries and strawberries. These are already frozen and you can freeze this whole thing this way, or if you prefer, you can just add the fruits afterwards. This is one way in which I'm gonna eat the eggplant swallow. This is another way in which I'm gonna eat the eggplant swallow. I plated it in the way in which you have bananas, but I'm definitely not freezing the bananas. I mean, I guess you can freeze bananas and kind of like suck on it as like a fruit type thing, but I haven't done that before, so I don't think I'm gonna freeze this. Or maybe I'll freeze it just to see what it tastes like. That might be interesting to do. But this is the eggplant swallow, this is the banana, and this is the ogbono soup with okra. And one more is the same eggplant swallow, but this time around it's paired with tangerines. So there are so many ways you can add more spinach in this section. You can add more green salads. However you want to eat it, there's so many ways in which you can. But I'm just so excited to see how the eggplant, I'm not like poking it, to see how the eggplant came out. It just looks so much like amala, right? Yeah, and it tastes really good. Seriously, it does. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Don't forget to like this video and to also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Take care.